I'm just going to wait another minute and see if we got a few other folks that are trying to come in. Let's see if we can get some more people on. Hi, Susan.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Was today the first day with the pre-K kids?
Yesterday,
How'd
it
it
was
go?
crazy. Oh my gosh. Hello. Um,
Hey, how are you,
I'm,
Sarah?
I must say 100,000 times a day. Pull it up over your nose. Put your mask back on. Your mask doesn't belong on the floor. Put it back on. Oh my God. Yeah, it's interesting, but it's okay. It'll be fine.
We'll get through it somehow. That's I keep saying.
Exactly, right?
We're
It's
just gonna get
crazy.
through it. That's
hmm
it.
hmm
That's it. I'm gonna wait another couple minutes. I see some other folks are coming on now. Give
Okay.
everybody a chance to get on and figure out the Zoom thing because it's
All right.
different than what we normally use.
All right. Well, I am going to mute because my dogs will be coming in and they will be noisy.
Okay. Well, this is primarily going to be like a Q&A. So, I mean, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but I really just want to make sure everybody's comfortable with and they understand what the options are. So, yeah. And I'm not sure who D is. D, I don't have a last name for you. So, obviously, I know Mr. Abate. I'm going to just give another couple minutes, just past 7 right now. Ah, Franklin's mom. How are you? It's nice to have Franklin again. I've got all former students and their parents again, so you all know who I am. Yeah, there is a chat window. Let's see if anyone else is going to come on. Well, I don't know if anyone else is going to come on. We could sit and wait for a while, but I think we all have better things to do with our evening than sit on a Zoom call about physics. So just to introduce myself again, I'm Michelle Famoso. I am the AP and College Physics 1 teacher at Colony High School. I think this is probably the 3rd or 4th year we've been able to give our students the option to co-enroll with Schenectady County Community College for 4 credits. Again, it is an option. It is not a requirement. They can choose to do so. I had to go through an approval process about 3 or 4 years ago. Their curriculum mirrors the College Board AP Physics C Mechanics course perfectly. It's exactly the same curriculum. And if your students have ever taken an AP course before, you know that AP credits don't necessarily, or taking an AP course doesn't necessarily mean that they will get college credits somewhere. It's really dependent on how well they do on one exam and whether the college they are accepted to will accept whatever score they get to give them a number of credits. So what I looked into several years ago, I was hearing from my students that they were not having good results transferring credits from the College Board, these AP credits, their colleges were not accepting them. And so I started looking into other options that could get the kids some credits. And Schenectady is part of the SUNY system. They had a great program at the time where the kids could take these credits for free. They did not pay a thing. It was just automatic. So we enrolled them and said, hey, it's for free. What do you have to lose? And so the kids that year all did it. Now, of course, there is a slight fee for it, but still it's quite a bargain. I think it's what did I say, $64 a credit or $62 a credit, when I think even going there as a regular student, you're going to pay at least double, if not triple that per credit. So it's really up to you how, as a family, how you want to do it with your student, whether this is a good option for you. Their credits don't transfer everywhere. They will transfer throughout the entire SUNY system. So if your child is considering a SUNY school, it's a great option, because as long as they get a C or better, their credits move with them. They get a letter grade on a transcript from Schenectady County Community College. And they have told me at Schenectady that these are accepted, and they replace whatever the College Physics 1 course is wherever they're going. Unlike an AP course, sometimes they'll get credit, sometimes they won't. Sometimes if they're majoring in a STEM field, they won't accept the credits from the College Board. They want the kids to take the course again because it's in major. But these ones seem to transfer pretty well. Schenectady has told me the only colleges they know that don't accept their credits are the Ivies. So if they're considering, Harvard or Princeton or something like that, they won't take them. But, it's an option, and I kind of wanted to put it out there, make you aware. We are going to do our registration in class. The kids will just need to know what their social security number is. That's required for the registration process. And they also need to know what county they reside in. If they're a Schenectady County resident, then Schenectady County picks up a portion of the cost of the course. The price is the same, it's just which county pays for some of the course. If they're an Albany County resident, Mr. Malloy will actually go and get a certificate of residency from the county clerk, and they will then get submitted to Schenectady County Community College to show residency. And then Schenectady gets part of their payment from Albany County, versus they're in Schenectady County, so it's an automatic thing for that. They just have to say where you live. They need your address, of course. Not really sure what else I can tell you. Do you have some questions that perhaps I can answer? I know there was a lot of information I posted in our Google Classroom about the Schenectady course. Oh, here's Mr. Novak.
Is there a different price if the student is in a different county?
No, it's the same fee. You just have to be living within New York State. If you're out of state, then of course you have to pay out-of-state tuition rates, which won't apply here. They do have some scholarships available. So if the cost of the course is a financial burden, if you're part of our free reduced lunch program, which is subsidized by the federal government, they can actually qualify for a reduced fee. There is a form to fill out. It's due back to Schenectady County Community College by October 9th. It's part of the registration packet that I put in our Google Classroom, so your child could download it and print it. You would have to send that back to them. I'm not actually part of that process. That's all between you and the college. If you also, with COVID, a lot of folks have experienced economic hardship, and they have a scholarship form that you could also fill out to get reduced tuition. But I believe, let me just double check. The total cost of the course, if you choose to do it, is $256. $64 a credit. It is a 4-credit course because we're considered to be a lab-based course. So that lab-based science would be the 4th credit instead of a 3-credit. But I had some students last year who were they qualified for free lunch, and they actually paid nothing to Schenectady at all. The entire course fee was waived. Some that were on reduced price lunch qualified for that with a different income level, were able to get it at half that cost. And then of course, if you're not there, but you do have some financial hardship, there is a separate form to fill out. It's part of the registration packet that I supplied. But it's all the same whether they're Albany or Schenectady County. Are there other questions you have that I can try to answer for you? This is a short meeting. Easiest meeting I've had all day. I got to tell you, I think it's a great option for the kids. I have to tell you, last year, the way, if your child participated in the AP program last year with COVID and the exams switching to be an online format, it was a disaster. And my students did okay. It wasn't great, but you know, I can't blame all of that on the student per se. I think COVID had a lot to do with it, where they felt, you know, they developed senioritis, and then when we heard that they weren't being held accountable for their grades after the entire third and fourth marking period, they kind of gave up. I gave them a lot of credit though. They attended all of my Google Meets. They did all the review, but some of them just, they were like, whatever. And I have to tell you, from what I've heard from the College Board, or some of the Facebook groups that I belong to with AP Physics teachers across the country, students didn't have great luck getting these College Board credits accepted elsewhere. Even at schools that would traditionally accept them, they didn't this year because of the entire shift in learning, and a lot of students not learning everything that they traditionally would have learned. And it was a it was a 45-minute exam. Normally ours is a 90-minute exam. It was 2 questions, and you know, if they bombed one question, they really didn't have much of a shot to getting even a 3. So it's on a 5-point scale, and they generally have to get at least a 4, if not a 5 on that exam. So it's, you know, it's kind of a toss up. Whereas with the Schenectady course, those kids, they all got a C or better from me in May and June. And so they walked away with those 4 credits. They actually had a letter grade on the transcript, and they could have opted to make it a pass fail, but it was encouraged that they didn't. They would have had to explain why they were choosing to go pass fail instead of the letter grade at Schenectady. But again, they had that, and I've heard from a lot of the kids that they were able to take it. I want to mention, in the past, I've had a question about, could they do both? Can you get the AP credits if you do well enough and the Schenectady credits? And I can tell you, a student 2 years ago, I don't know if any of you know the Jesmonts family, Caitlin was a student in my AP Physics course. She ended up getting a 5 on the AP exam, and she had an A at Schenectady, and she ended up walking away with 12 credits. She got the 4 from Schenectady, and then the College Board credits. Her college, I think she's at Hartwick, if I remember right, gave her 8. So she had 12 credits for the one class, which was kind of amazing. So, you know, for the 200 some bucks that this costs, I think it's a fairly good deal. Although again, if you're free reduced lunch or you have a financial hardship, they said they will waive some of the fees for you.
So do you think that might make her marketable in getting to one of the Ivy League schools as opposed to just doing the Schenectady credit?
You know, it's hard to say. The Ivies are so tricky. You know, they look at, I think what they do is they want to see on your transcript that you've got the college, you're actually doing it for some kind of a college credit, whether it be AP or college level. I don't think it matters too much. They want to see a strong transcript with everything on there. I know they won't take credits from community colleges. They'll only take them from the 4-year colleges, from what I understand, in transferring. But, you know, I don't think they take very many of the College Board credits either. I think it's really individual. Like Harvard, I don't think takes very much of anything.
So in your opinion, why do both?
Well, it depends on where you're going. A lot of the students that I have in the course will end up going within the SUNY system in New York. I mean, our socioeconomic, if you look at our community, A lot of them end up staying within the SUNY system in New York. A lot of the kids end up going to Hudson Valley just because it's a cheaper option, and then they decide to transfer. And that's what they're choosing to do. So for that purpose, this would save you a lot of money in that regard. And then you wouldn't have to take this class again.
Okay.
You know, it's really, it's up to you. And I mean, every student in the class is in a different situation, a unique situation. And I can't say one option is better than another. I can tell you that the Schenectady option is more of a sure thing than the College Board one. But still, you know, neither one is, I don't want to say any child in this class is going to eventually develop that dreaded senioritis disease and just give up. I hope not. We try to vaccinate them now to ward it off. That way they're going to be strong and successful throughout the year. But, you know, sometimes it happens, and when that happens, they don't really want to do anything at the end. And if that happens, then, you know, they're not going to do very well on the College Board exam, and they certainly may not, and they might still end up passing the Schenectady one with a C or better, because that's based on all 4 marking periods, not just one test. But I can't guarantee they get credit. I mean, that's really, you have to talk to the college that they're looking to go to find out what their policies are for transfer credits and for College Board AP credits, because it's often very different. A lot of places will take the transfer credits and not the AP credits. Some will only take AP credits and not transfer college credits in. But that's something you would want to talk to the colleges that they're thinking about going to, their admissions officers, or there may even be information on their websites about it, what their policies are.
I believe Caitlin Jesmith goes to SUNY Oswego, and I think that's where all her, yeah, because my oldest daughter, Sarah, goes there, so I'm pretty sure that.
Okay. And I know she got an internship over the summer. She had asked me to write a letter for her. So,
right.
Yeah, but that's, I mean, but see, that's a great example. Oswego's a great school for what she was choosing to do. And I mean, they gave her the 12 credits. Holy cow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's quite a bit. And I think the other thing too is, even if they don't necessarily accept credits, and this would go true not just for this class, but for any of them. And I'm kind of preaching to the choir here, because your kids are already they chose to take an AP course. Having those things and doing well often even gives them advanced standing at the college, preferential housing, all other kinds of things. So it may not even be necessarily that they're going to accept the credits and replace out physics their freshman year. They may say, no, you know, I just don't feel like I got it. But I had a student a couple of years ago, they took their credits. The college said, we don't want to give you physics credit, but we'll just give you a science credit. We still want you to take physics though. And so they got some science elective credit, so they didn't have to take something else that they weren't interested in.
Right.
So I know it's a lot to think about, but it's, you know, it's an option. It's an option for you. As I said, we are going to look at doing in-person. We're going to do registration in class on Monday, this past week was the 14th. I am so messed up with my dates. What is, my brain still hasn't adjusted. Let's see, Monday is the 21st. And we're going to do it whether they're home or they are at the school. I don't know if your kids have told you, I am actually teaching from home due to health issues in my household for the time being. And so we're going to do it all like we've been doing in class. Everybody's going to get on the Google Meet one way or the other, and I will walk them through the online registration form if they're choosing to do it. They don't submit any credit card information, nothing. Schenectady would bill you for the tuition payment. They do have to get the certificate of residency first, but that's not on our shoulders. Mr. Malloy actually takes care of that for us. So what your kid would need to know for Monday's registration date is their social security number and their county of residence. If they don't know the county of residence, we can look it up. I think it is posted in our Aspen portal. But if they happen to know it, it just makes one less thing we have to look up during class time, of course. Without the social security number, there's nothing we can do. They're going to have to wait and try to do that later on at night on their own. They do get some other advantages of being a Schenectady County Community College student. They actually, even though they're taking a college in the high school course, which is part of their course catalog at Schenectady County Community College, once they are considered to be a Schenectady County student, a community college student there. So they have access to everything that students enrolled at the college have access to. Their library, their research facilities, their tutors, everything that comes with it. So there are some advantages there as well. So it's, you know, but it's kind of up to you what you'd like to do. I'm not going to say they have to do this, just like I can't mandate that they take the AP exam at the end of the year. I do try to push them in that direction because our school, of course, wants them to take that exam. It helps boost our rankings. The more kids we have taking the College Board exams, the higher rankings we have. And honestly, they're in an AP course. They kind of, when you sign up, you think, well, that's our final exam. That AP exam is our final exam. But that exam fee, I think, is around $98. But again, we offset some of the cost if you're free reduced lunch. I did get word today that the College Board requires a certain fee up front if they elect to take that exam now in November. We've accelerated that exam process, signing up for the AP exam to November. If they do that and they decide later on that they don't want to take the exam anymore, they can actually tell the College Board they don't want it, and the College Board will refund their money. So that is, they're going to waive that this year because of COVID. And the situation around the country is, New York is in good shape. Other states across the country are not. And so because it is a national exam, they have to do a lot of different things. So, do you have other questions that I can answer for you? If your child hasn't shown you yet the registration packet that's in our Google Classroom, ask them about that. It's a good document. It tells you what other schools in the area are offering this course and their students are taking it. It will give you other information about what's available to them at Schenectady County Community College, but you know, that's really, ultimately, it is your decision. So. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I enjoyed talking to you this evening. I am planning at some point in the future to have a virtual open house. I don't know when that will be. I got to get myself settled into a routine. I didn't want to push this off because we want to get registration underway soon, as their deadlines are coming up for that. But when I know when that is, I will make sure I share that so we can sit and talk. You can ask questions and so forth about the course in general and what we're doing. And of course, anytime you have a question, feel free to email me. I keep telling the students, even though I'm not in the building, if they're rotating in once every 3 days, I'm just an email or a Google Meet away. I do like to turn off my phone at 10 o'clock at night so I can get some rest because I'm up at 5:30 and it's catching up with me a little bit right now. I'm feeling the week and the stress, and you know, I was yawning all through dinner a little while ago, so it's been a long week, but I said we did better than Mahonison. They had 1 day, right? We got through 4, and hopefully we're gonna get through 5.
That's fine.
So anyway. All right, well, thank you all for coming. I did record this, so I'm gonna send this recording out to the other families who are not able to make it in case they have questions that you answered. And if anything else comes up in the meantime, even over the weekend, if you have a question, just email me and I'll get right back to you. If I don't know the answer, I'll find out for you. Pam McCall at Schenectady she's our college and the high school liaison. She's wonderful. And she, especially with the instructors, she works with us very closely to make sure anything we need, we have access to.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, I hope you all have a great evening. I'm looking forward to a great year, as untraditional as this is. I think they're still going to learn a lot. We're going to make it through, and they will learn a lot this year, no matter how things turn out. So
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a
Thanks.
great night. Thank
Thank
you.
too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.